Hello and welcome to the fifth video in a set of 6 videos related to Module 5, which focuses on design thinking. In this particular video we're going to discuss topic 5.5, testing and evaluating. And in doing so we understand that evaluating is one of 4 parts or components of the design process as students work to create digital solutions. We'll briefly discuss the digital technology sequence of content F to 10 as it relates to evaluating, and also briefly to collaborating and managing, and I'll conclude with a final word. So you can see how we've worked through Module 5 with those components of the design process, but please understand that testing and evaluating, in particular we're referring here in digital technologies to evaluating, that evaluating occurs not something in a linear fashion at the end of the design process, but occurs right throughout defining, designing and implementing, and so too does collaborating and managing. So again, in helping us to develop a common shared language and understanding of a relatively new digital technologies subject area, evaluating refers to measuring the performance against established criteria. And right in topic 5.1 on design thinking, we understood that a very good design brief will provide the criteria for success, that descriptive list of essential features against which success can be managed. If we've got that criteria for success, this aids evaluating as we work through the design process. And in digital technologies, evaluating might include solutions that have been developed by students, and it might include examining how well existing information systems meet different needs. Critiquing refers to a careful judgment in which opinions are given about positive and negative aspects of something, and desk checking is a method used by a human to check the logic of a computer program's algorithm to reduce the likelihood of errors occurring. And it can be done on paper using a diagram, or mentally trying a sample of typical inputs to see what the outputs would be. And you might like to think through criteria for success, evaluating, critiquing and desk checking in terms of your approach to evaluating. In terms of the sequence of content relating to evaluating, I'll enable you to explore more deeply and more comprehensively the expectations for the year level bands, and those in particular which relate to the year levels you're currently teaching. But I've picked out 3 key words here that note in F to 2, it's about explore, F to 3 is explain, and 7, 8 and 9 and 10 start with an expectation around evaluate. This might include, and there's differences between testing and evaluating, but it might be, for example, testing if the program works correctly. It could involve evaluating if the X solution solves the X problem. In terms of collaborating and managing, this occurs right throughout F to 10, and you can see there this progression of the opportunities being given to students to develop collaborating and managing skills in a project-based learning approach, and this design approach to developing digital solutions. So you can see those expectations gradually increasing through to 7 to 10, where students independently and collaboratively manage projects to create interactive solutions. So to conclude with a final word, we've provided resources. Highly recommended resource throughout has been the Digital Technologies Hub, and I'm sure you'll find resources within it which help with testing and evaluating. A number of activities in particular I've been highlighting for this particular topic. The activity is to share a practical example and your wisdom about what works and why it works. This is a powerful approach to developing collective self-efficacy. I value your ideas around practical examples and the ability for other teachers to share their ideas with each other. In particular, in here, I'd like to see, and you might refer to design brief that you've thought about implementing or have implemented, but in particular, as it relates to this particular module on design thinking and that design process. Alongside that, the activities specific for this module are the coding and robotics activities, and I'd like you to think how your work and engagement in the coding and robotics activities, how there are renditions of testing and evaluating evident in those coding and robotics activities that Jason's leading you through the entire Digital Technologies Online Professional Learning. And finally, I just want to stress that you now have the content covered to be able to complete the quiz. I know that some teachers engaged in this online professional learning are using the quiz in a summative way, and that's a great idea. So even before you've engaged with the videos and the resources and the activities, going in and doing the quiz is quite acceptable. And you then might say, well, look, I already know this. I'm not too sure about that. I'd like to know a little bit more about that. So some teachers I know have indicated to me that they're having multiple attempts, which is allowable, and they're doing one at the beginning, they're doing a couple throughout the week, and then they're concluding when they think they've certainly mastered the item. To get your certificate of completion, while we have videos and resources and activities throughout, to get the certificate of completion, it's totally directly related to your completion of the quiz for each module. So if you complete the 8 quizzes, you'll be eligible to get the certificate of completion from our university. So I encourage you, I won't say demand, but I encourage you now that you've completed 5.5 to ensure that you have completed the quiz for this module. Again, thank you so much for your time. I love working with you, and the best part of this is the expression of the curriculum as it's planned and implemented in classrooms with our young people. Thank you so much.